You are good to go. Phil Lindemann, Crystal Media News Director, out riding 3-chair at Loveland, and I'm with Jenna Sheldon. What? She is a ski racer with Loveland Ski Club. And Jenna, tell me, you just got done with your first, true run of the day. How'd it feel?
It felt okay. I think I took a little higher line than I inspected for, so gonna make the new adjustment going into second run.
Great. And now, that right there explains exactly what you're doing while you're training. Tell me what's going through your mind as you are out doing training runs. You know, what are the sorts of things you're working on, especially with a big Super G race coming up?
Well, a lot of my focus is on top of the turn, just really rolling in, making sure I'm skiing from the ground up, like ankles, knees, and then hip. I'm really good at putting my hip in first, and that normally catches me on the inside, which is not fast.
Okay. And how is training, for each discipline different? What's going through your mind from slalom to GS to Super G to downhill?
Well, slalom is obviously a lot quicker, and same with GS and the speed events, but for slalom I'm more focused on like high edge angle at the top of the turn, and then GS I focus a little more on being more patient, especially with that longer ski. And with speed events, it's a lot about going straighter but still being smooth on that straighter line, and a lot more finding the flat ski and gliding, because that's a lot faster.
Okay. And think back to, when you were first starting to race and where you are now. What do you think you've improved on the most when it comes to not only technique but also just mindset?
Definitely, technique-wise, definitely just my basic turn. I mean, last year, Rob basically taught me how to turn better, how to return, and I was just using your knees and a lot more than your hip, and it's definitely put me in a better body position, which lets me recover a lot faster when I make mistakes. And mentally, I've done a lot better job just sending it on race day, and that's all you really can do.
Yeah, and we were talking about this before, that your coach was saying they've ratcheted back on timing and training, because they don't want you guys to think so much about I got off my time, or thinking about the time so much, more about actually thinking what you're doing on the course. Do you think that's helped?
Definitely. We actually get really competitive with each other, and if someone beats someone by a 10th or something, they get all upset, even if it was a great run, and it's helped us all as a team focus a lot more individually and make our own improvements instead of being upset or jealous of our own teammates.
Yeah, and it seems like, when you're a racer, of course, racers want to know who's fastest, who's getting the best time. Have you found to leave that for race day?
Definitely. And that's what makes race day so exciting sometimes too, is who's going to be the fastest at the bottom? We don't know, because we haven't tested it in training. Absolutely.
Well, we got a couple more runs for you to take training. Jenna Sheldon out here training Loveland. Out riding Lift 3 with Rob Burke. He's the FIS coach here at Loveland Ski Club. Now, Rob, we were talking, what's a day on the training course like for a coach? What are you doing while the athletes are doing their thing?
Our day is usually looking I'll get here, try and be here about an hour to 2 hours before the athletes. That will allow me to bring whether it's 60 slalom gates or 40 GS gates for training up onto the hill, and then I'll go and inspect the venue, make sure all the B-net is pretty good and safe. And then while they get out and do their kind of warm-up runs that we establish in October, November, they have a routine. I'll go out and set up the training venue, and then that kind of entails just setting the gates, dyeing the course, putting brushes or stubbies in at any given point, and then we usually inspect together, and then whether it's follow cam or stand on the hill video, while they're doing their training runs, we'll usually get video of every run, and then after about 3 runs each, we'll do a little video session and then do it all again. It's just kind of non-stop.
Rinse and repeat over and over again. How important is being able to see on video what they're doing? Especially these days now that it is so simple to get video.
It's pretty huge because the more you talk to athletes and kids, like what they're feeling doesn't always coincide with what's actually happening. So at least when we have video of every turn of almost every run, it's allowing to say like, all right, well, I was thinking on this turn, I was feeling this, but it's like, all right, clearly that feeling is wrong, because now they have a visual aid to go along with it. So it's just reassuring themselves of whether something is feeling right, if it's looking right, and if it's feeling wrong, how bad is it looking, and how can I change it type thing.
Okay.